Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're going to be tackling another Monogatari Monday here with episode 9, a new arc in the new off-end monster season of Monogatari, I guess you would call it. And yeah, of course, pretty excited to be here. Watching Monogatari here again. I want to see more. I hear it's good. Well, actually I haven't heard anything about the new stuff, but the old stuff's definitely good. As I grab my cord there on my stupid headset. Anyway, focus up. It's another video. Let's pop over to the YouTube comments. I think that's the best thing to do here first and foremost, with a couple comments here from Backslash here, of course. As always, if you're a patron, I have a Patreon, all those other things I normally say, you can access the YouTube comments and talk at me. Again, your prerogative to do so. Now, I believe this first comment here is in regards to the idea that there would be a new character next week or something. There was art of the character which this next arc is about. I'm going to put my money on it, like gamble style. I don't know, I don't gamble. I think it's just going to be a Shinobu thing again. I think it's just going to skip 600 years ahead or whatever the hell, and it's going to be a Shinobu arc in which Deathtopia comes to Japan. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know, that's what I would do if I was the writers of this show, which I'm very much not, but I digress, of course. Moving on to the next paragraph here, this episode was beautiful. I really enjoyed episode 8, I really enjoyed what it got across, and again, making those links to other episodes in the past, which are actually in the future, kind of backfilling there in a way that I found satisfactory. I found a lot of connections. I found a lot of stuff in kind of this conflating of eating and loving. Again, I talked at length last week about it and how that concept applies to other stuff. Just, yeah, did everything that it should have. Lived up to the billing. The new name, which was kind of the build-up there in the very intro of that arc as well. Acerola Bon Appetit, of course. So again, combining the new name with the feeding, with the vampirism, it just all makes sense. I get the feeling this is going to happen a lot, just people reminding me of things that happened in the past that link into this kind of stuff perfectly. So specifically in Shinobu Male, when we're meeting with the first, right, he does a long, hearty laugh. Apparently he describes how he laughs to Hanakawa, I believe. Been forever since I've seen this arc. Same. Yeah, he laughs like that a lot. Again, you can link all the stuff about the different kinds of laughs and whatever to various aspects. There was even one extra one on Discord that I found after I hit render on the video, where it was a clip from Kizu, specifically when Araragi is like feeding on Shinobu. Does that make any sense? Like, he's like sucking her blood when he's like a baby. It looks kind of fucked up. And she's laughing, right? And it's meant to be like, oh, this is like a maniacal laugh. She's gone like psycho. No, she's laughing because of all the concepts discussed in the episode we just did. Like, this is almost her plan to save someone going to the nth degree, right? She's literally sacrificing her life for somebody. The greatest thing, the greatest symbol of love there could be. I don't know what people say. But yeah, like, she's laughing. It's a joyous scene, even though it might not seem that way. It's almost bittersweet in a way as well. And that's before Araragi does all his bullshit in the end of Kizumonogatari as well and makes it bad for everybody. But in a good way, of course. And yeah, this was 11th hour last week. Apparently, her name when she was the beautiful princess before all the bullshit happened was just Laura. Hello, Laura. That's a normal-ass name. Yeah, before, again, going for Acerola as she moves on after that point, before getting Kiss Shot, Acerola, Orion, Heart under Blade, of course, and then moving on to Oshino Shinobu, which she is now. Lots of different names. Names are important in Monogatari. Again, we've discussed this. And yeah, I can't wait for next week as well. That sounds like a good excuse to, get a wriggle on with this video and move on. First, Patreon. We'll do the shout out there. As always, if you're really hankering for that next week's episode of Monogatari, you can access the Patreon, $6 a month, and you get all the videos on the channel 1 week early. So if you're particularly into Apothecary Diaries or Haibane Renmei as well, this may interest you. Many people have done this, up to and including Mickey Babbers, Trails++, Backslash, Bobbin, Chobo Ribby, Domobot, Ichu, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fried Rice, Fruit, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Gus N, Heath, Ika, Yako Yavanen, Joran, Kelvin, Kimskell, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lou, Mish, Mistake El Chen, Nailu, Parnik, Pencil Sharp 333, Ronlad BNK, Saint Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Voiko, Without a Net, Zan Echo, Yuki Ali, Zach, Binshi, Hans Peter, Marsh, Voodoo Chili, Aidan O'Brien, and Funny Fat Guy. Thank you to all those people for giving me money and such. I like money. Now, if I pop over here to our Google Doc, of course, we can kind of give a little bit of a summary. Again, because this happened so far in the past, it's hard to see much of this relating to the stuff in the future. It's more just kind of conclusion for the last arc, if that makes any sense, right? Again, last week I had some trouble getting the whole why Deathtopia was allowed to bite Acerola at the very end, but I finally got there. It was an attack with the intent to save. There's a inherent oxymoron there, which made the kind of, in the same way that a blessing is a curse, the oxymoron also works for the breaking of said blessing curse. Make any sense? I think that's what we're getting at there. Tangible things. Kiss Shot is Kiss Shot now. The events of the show happen. I don't know where we are, but I would imagine we're somewhere pretty far at the very end of the timeline down here now, and Deathtopia is about to impact some stuff. So fair enough. I think that's what's going to happen. As I said last week, many characters will be impacted by this. Guy and Izuko, Balancer. Here comes something to tip the scale a little bit. I wonder what the reaction's going to be. Guy and Izuko obviously involves Yotsugi and now, of course, Nadeko as well, so they could impact the plot as well. It directly impacts Shinobu, which directly impacts Araragi, which directly impacts Senjogahara. It could have some impact on the god of the area now as well in Hachikuji. She may need to do some other shit. I don't know how Sodachi's impacted, but maybe. You never know. She's at least in town. Hanakawa, dunno. Oshino Meme, don't know. Kambaru, I don't know. I'm just saying names now. I'm pretty sure Shinobu's going to be the main character, guys. I'm going to be real. But either way, that's enough yapping. I'm going to go bring up episode 9 of Off and Monster Season of Monogatari, of course. Patreon, as I said before. Discord, if you want to talk to me about the show. I like talking Monogatari, of course. Like the video, subscribe, and yeah, let's move on to episode 9 of Monogatari. Off in Monster Season right now. Rightio, I have a very weird looking episode 9 up there ready to go. What is this Wallace and Gromit bullshit that I'm looking at? Hello? This is the most British thing ever. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're not gonna... What is this meal? It looks like excrement. I don't think it... Yeah, let's stop thinking about that. Anyway, Shinobu, because we're eating? Same as the Bon Appetit thing? I don't know. Again, it's this... I'm not going to yap this early, but it's this Monogatari physical stuff. It's like real world stuff, and it's really cool, and I like it. And I really like the lighting on it too. Anyway, picture in the description below. Of course, I'm using the MTBB subs. There's also 23 minutes and 35 seconds if you wanted to sync up with that copy. Either way, I'm going to give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Rightio? 3, 2, 1, go. Traffic lights, Monogatari. Oh, that's like the first shot of the show. Who the fuck? Who is bro? Yeah? Araragi voice too, by the way. Basketball, of course, as well. Huh? Huh? Please, no. I love that text though. Yeah, some kind of vampire lord. Oh, some kind of bakemono. The moon too. There she is. Thought this may happen. Well, explain yourself. She sounds different. That was awesome looking too. Shinobu mustard? What are you talking about? Okay, yeah, it is a Shinobu thing. It was just... Who the fuck is that new character? Ah, what? What are you talking about? What is this? Why are they the FBI? Oh, see, look at this guy. Hell yeah, it's Araragi. Wow. Sickeningly normal. Pulse? Yeah. True. They call me two small holes. Vampirization is ridiculous. You're being weird, guy. Save the goal that's right in front of you? Yeah, I don't know what you mean either, but I'm sure I'll learn. There's another patient? Where are we? I'm not getting over this location. Hono Aburi. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. He did that a lot. There was a whole season of anime about it. Oh. Whatever happened to Kaganui? The Arctic is ringing bells, actually. This setting is fantastic, by the way. Okay, so is this happening at the same time as the other stuff? Maybe. One more mission before retirement. Calendar? Okay. Hmm. I love being manipulated. It's crazy that Guyan looks younger than Araragi now. That's funny. I'm never gonna get over where the fuck we are. Araragi the super senior, he's back. Preying on preying on young girls, if I can speak. Jesus. Okay. Crime scene. There's some Sodachi type shit. Oh, she was moving. If only I had a third hand. Oh, smart. What does that... What is that? BBBQ? Come on, hacker. Yeah, maybe it's the phone code? Japanese shit. Good point. Whoa. Insane connection. Basketball? Maybe? As you do. Take me to Manase University to decryption class. What is this? No lecture. Who are you? Who the hell is Minako? Based. Love her. Already. What is she wearing? This is some bullshit. Oh. 11037. What was that? Okay. Well, what is it then? As you do. True. Okay, yeah, I guess. Good old fashioned dinner for two, 6-9. Sure. Is it a prime number? Yeah, simple as. Very well done. Guyan's insane, by the way. How did she just like, oh yeah, SDV? How did you do that? Two, three, one. Oh, change the order of the letters? Yeah. The hell is a DVS? Oh, yeah. Deathtopia. I forgot Guyan was just bullshit. Completely normal. Basketball? Guyan selfie? Basketball. Good point. Mm-hmm. The bathing one. Funny. Well, you know who that is. That's probably a good, great point. Anything else? Okay, more information. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, love all this realistic stuff. In her home's kind of crazy. What's she gonna do? What? On the side of the oddities. She just has too much BL. Which is fair enough. Who doesn't? Also, yeah, where is Shinobu? I agree. Like a calling card. Oh yeah, this is yeah. I was about to say this is her house. Oh, a second girl. Oh yeah, Higasa. Isn't she's in the show, right? She's her mate. I think it is. They're head over heels. Okay, sure. It's clean as ever. That's good. Nothing but net. Rude Ruger. Yeah, I'm. Yeah. Whoa. Give me that. What are you doing? What was that? Oh, three Saizu. He most certainly is. The blurring. Japanese. True. Yeah, talk to me about this current state. Yeah, why did First Girl want to do that? Stop calling me that. Some Aragi ass line. The golden era. Seemed pretty intense. There was a lot of practice. Five? I only know about three. What the fuck is that I'm looking at? Who are these freaks? Well, I mean, I know one of those freaks. based on the armor at least. Many a question. Many a question. Many a question. That was insane. That was so funny. I wonder if this visual for the ED just like wasn't ready. Maybe. Anime production is hard. Undead or indeed. I don't even know where to begin with this episode. I need to go back and look at some Hana Monogatari stuff, I believe. Just this whole concept of that they keep calling them mummies, which I'm cognizant of, I guess. Yeah, we'll return and talk about that a little bit. I'll write a little bit in my Google Doc about what even happened, try to connect it to some other stuff and so forth. And we're back. That was episode 9 of Off and Monster Season of Monogatari, and the first episode of Shinobu Mustard, which is a strange name for anything, really. Her hair's yellow, like mustard. Is this anything? Deathtopia's hair's kind of yellow too. Is this anything? Anyway, we're gonna park the mustard for now and focus on the actual events of the episode, which was batshit insane. This is the first time we've seen Araragi for some of you in like 7 years or something, right? That's kind of crazy. Guy and Izuko here. Pog. We like Guy and Izuko. She's cool. And the Deathtopia's here, and she's like murdering girls. And I don't know what's going on other than that. I'm going to go through some of the deductions that I've made and some of the queries that I have about the events. I've even got an example up here ready to go of something from the past which isn't sitting right with me. Weird. Anyway, a girl named Haremaze Kie is walking home from school late at night, clearly tired and dejected about the current state of the basketball club. From the conversation at the very end of the episode, this seems crucially important to whatever's next. She wishes for some way to make it all end, that being like assaulted by a guy, like bonked in the head, and have a tangible excuse to quit the club. She wants out basically, but she can't, right? Again, there's probably social implications there, this kind of culture in the club that's very toxic, all these things that are making her feel this way. Either way, wants to make it all end, even to the point of wishing for something supernatural to almost happen. Her wish is then granted by one Deathtopia Virtuoso Suicide Master, who shows up and vampirizations her. Now, I was going to say kill. Very specifically not kill, very specifically she still has a pulse, which is very interesting, right? Almost like this vampiric husk. We use the word mummy, which I also think is interesting. I've already noted the kind of similarities to the whole Kambaru situation, right? There's also clear ties between the devil parts and Guy and Toy. Thoughts? I've got feelings about that. I'm not going to fully elaborate on them now, but something to keep in mind for sure. Either way, then the show turns into like a police procedural, like procedural. Can't quite say that word. A police show, which is weird. I was thinking about this and Araragi's thoughts about his own parents as cops and that kind of stuff, and he kind of laments it somewhat, especially with his behavior very early in kind of the timeline there. Yeah, and he's kind of becoming a cop, kind of. The other girl, what was her name? She had a name, Minako. She was doing like cryptology or something, which is generally involved in at least some kind of investigation. I just thought that was weird. Araragi's becoming a cop. Thoughts? Either way, Naoetsu General Hospital has some of the most ridiculous architecture I've ever seen. And Guy and Izuko is there inspecting the victim, clear links to vampirism, therefore Araragi gets involved. There is a line here as well, something about like, okay, I'm only getting you involved. I know I promised, blah, 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 blah. I promised to not interrupt your university tertiary education style stuff with any of this other BS for like 4 years. So hey, you're off the hook for at least a little bit, Araragi. It has the stink of one last case that brings him back in and has some lasting ramification as well. It can't all be hunky-dory forever. Either way, we learned that this has happened. What happened to Kie? Harumaze Kie up here happened to multiple other girls, 3 in fact. There's some links between the victims, all from Naoetsu High School, obviously Araragi's old school, all female victims, all basketball players. There's a pretty clear link there. There's also some stuff about the keychains on the phones we'll get into as well. There is a new body found and Guyan and Araragi go to investigate. It's probably more fitting to say that an old body was discovered because it isn't the latest one. It's actually the second in the order, which may be important later on. There's a bunch of criminal case minutia here, something about a code and kind of flashcards and keychains and stuff. Either way, it's a good way to introduce a new character called Meniko. I love Meniko. I think that she's cute and she has glasses and her voice is... I like it. I like basically everything about her. And that happened very early. She reminds me a lot of a character. She feels like a Kubikiri Cycle character, mainly because it's like a super genius character. I think that's maybe part of the thing there. So yeah, shoutouts to her. She's pretty awesome. She simplifies the code, something prime numbers, something DVS, Deathtopia Virtuoso Suicide Master, which Guyan suspiciously just names. Again, she knows everything. She's the big sister that knows everything, of course. Either way, Araragi's next step in the plan is to go see some old basketball club people that would know what they're talking about and know what's going on there, i.e. Higasa and Kambaru. But before I do that, I want to talk about this. So, very explicitly, Guyan Izuko says this line, Deathtopia Virtuoso Suicide Master. Now follow me on this one. Because I guess I forgot about this, but no, Shinobu is definitely still in Araragi's shadow. That's definitely still what's happening. So like, she heard the name, and she had no reaction. That doesn't make much sense to me, unless she's specifically holding herself back until she gets some more solid proof. But she sees what Araragi sees. She sees all these freaking corpse dudes, all the drained corpses and the holes in the neck and stuff. She must know, chat. And upon hearing that name for the first time in like 600 years and it elicits no reaction? One to follow. The arc is called Shinobu Mustard, of course. What does Shinobu think about hearing that name again? Because that would be the moment that she heard it again, no? Unless she was sleeping. I guess maybe she could be sleeping, but I don't know. Weird one, chat. Weird one. Also, this scene's very good. Rewatching this scene with the context of, again, the entire show, but more prominently, Acerola Bon Appetit was really awesome. So, shoutouts to Augie Dark, I guess. For the record, I also had a quick scroll through Hana Monogatari, and I saw a few little things here and there. Just that same basketball stadium that we show off here as well. A few other things that may indicate some stuff. The first sighting of Higasa as a character too, who seemingly is more important from here on in, maybe? We'll see. Either way, we go see Kambaru at her house. BL novels everywhere, as you do. And yeah, we learned that the club has gone downhill since they left. I'm imagining some kind of toxic competitive environment, something to that effect. You would have a lot of people that just joined because Kambaru's there and she's kind of an idol of the school in a way. And also, yeah, Kambaru has not gone back to the basketball club after the whole, Saruga monkey situation. So that's when she retired, and then Higasa was the captain from there on in, and now Higasa's moved on, probably because of third year stuff, because she's a third year and needs to focus on school. Thus, there must be a new captain. That would be a person that I would like to investigate very thoroughly. Also, yeah, this is the big kind of ending line of the episode. 5 people from the club are missing. We know of 3 of them. We know that 3 of them are victims. What about the other 2? What are you talking about? And again, that's our link into the next episode, I guess. That's the hook. So yeah, from there, I guess I'll reopen the episode and we'll go back through it. It was insane looking. It was a weird episode visually, so I want to get into all that too. First shot of the episode here, and I already have some stuff to talk about. This is a traffic light. This is actually the traffic light of like the first episode of the show. Like, look, there it is. It's the same one. That's a bit of a nostalgia trip. I like that. That's cool. Goes from a red light to a green light, and we're introduced to that character whose name I said before. Harumaze Kie, of course. first year who just entered Naoetsu High School this spring. Okay, yeah, first year. I didn't remember that. So there's a basketball up here too. I think so. I should say that this is being narrated by Araragi. Again, the first time we've heard his voice in ages. So that's cool that the main character's back. That's nice. She joined the high school. She joined the club. Immensely regretted both decisions. What we're saying here is that the club itself was unbelievably Spartan for a sports team at a college prep school. I forgot that Naoetsu High School was that, like, preppy, I guess. I guess it was a good school. Has nice uniforms and so forth. All the kids are pretty smart. If Hanakawa's going there, then it must be pretty okay. Or I guess was going there. Time has passed. The other question I had is, are the phones here anachronistic? I don't have enough knowledge of phones. Yeah, again, this looks like an iPhone. I thought the whole point was this show took place in, like, the late 2000s. I guess they had iPhones. I don't know. Weird one. Any thoughts, gamers? Nothing? I don't know. Specifically love a lot of the text on screen during this episode. Some really default techie fonts, which gives this arc overall a bit of a futuristic tone. It's nice considering I think this is like the latest point in the timeline. Well, that or the Nadeko arc, I think. Again, we're moving on into the future. That's gotten across with all this stuff, and especially the phone kind of motif within the arc as well. Smartphones and social media being particularly involved here. Specifically, here's the line, "I just want some thug to come assault me," which is very intense. I don't know if I would feel that strongly about anything. I don't know. Again, it's meant to be hyped up, melodramatic somewhat, teenagers involved and so forth. Again, completely foreign to me as an, Australian, where we don't have such a focus on clubs and extracurricular activities at school. If you just want to go home, that's your prerogative, of course. There's no, social expectation there, which is, of course, what's trapping you within this team, right? We said that solidarity too strong within the team as well. Classmates gradually alienating me, grades going downhill, I want to start over, reborn in another world. I don't know. It's all getting a little bit much. Again, you're going home in the very late hours of the night from basketball and school and stuff. That can't be good for you. So again, it's less that the club itself is stressful and more that the club itself is stressful and school is stressful, right? Final exams coming up, blah, 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 blah. That probably places it in the timeline as well somewhere. If she joined in spring is like April. Final exams would be like at some other point. I don't know. Are they like October? I really don't know. Either way, no matter what, nothing happened to her. Nothing gave her an excuse to quit the club, I guess. That's what she's looking for. I don't care what it is. Doesn't even have to be reality. It can be fantasy. Of course, this wish is granted by one virtuoso Suicide Master Deathtopia, or whatever her name is. I don't know. I did it out of order. I don't know what's going on. Moon was a motif in the last arc, for sure. And this kind of half moon, maybe Deathtopia at half strength, or something to that effect. Again, in the metaphor, I always thought that Shinobu was the moon. But again, we'll continue to watch, I guess. This half moon making a direct point with this tower, all the crows coming across, and this where Deathtopia appears from is just peak cool. It's fucking awesome. Either way, little girl Deathtopia shows up and starts criticizing the Japanese language. Itadakimasu is stupid, and also the other one, the way more formal one, is silly too. The one they use at maid cafes, where she does her full name, of course, the full name and the titles and everything, and VLC's doing its thing. And yeah, this makes you smile. This is like, oh yeah, good chance for me to get an excuse to get out of school and the club. Also neck very visible here as well, which is definitely purposeful. Oh, did we get faux black bars when she showed up as well? Is that a thing? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, yeah. Okay. No, black bars from the start. Yeah, black bars from the start of this episode. Weird. Something I'll need to watch for in editing later, I guess. Do we have black bars later in the episode? No, we don't. So, yeah, the black bars seem very much like a Deathtopia thing. Yeah, it's just an interesting one to watch. The idea of this dead tree as well was very visible during Acerola Bon Appetit as well. That's where the dead tree is kind of where Acerola was hanging out. And that's where Deathtopia was hanging out again, waiting for her, setting two glasses and all those things we talked about last week. The dead tree specifically having links to Araragi and Kizumonogatari as well is something that I've noticed. Yeah, again, this whole plant metaphor that we went through with Araragi. If we follow this kind of dead tree thing to the nth degree, there is also a bunch of dead trees outside of the Gaian estate. So again, maybe an explicit link to vampirism. I seem to remember a pretty prominent scene with Kaiki taking place there. This one's called Shinobu Story, chat room. Shinobu Monogatari? Thoughts? I think that's what it's called. Weird. This is specifically part of Monster Season as well, as opposed to Off-Season. So we're kind of skipping ahead here, I guess. I forget what the last one was, but maybe it was also Monster Season. But again, that's why it's called Off and Monster Season. We're kind of flipping there. I've talked about Shinobu Mustard. Bit of a weird one. Specifically, no opening yet as well. Looking forward to an opening, I'm going to imagine next week. This is Naoetsu General Hospital, the most futuristic building in the world. What the fuck is this Gaian Izuko fucking forensics lab bullshit? It's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm loving every second of it. I specifically love these kind of introduction cards. They work on multiple levels. I like the grid paper, very mathematical. This is almost like a parabola type shape too, which is cool. It gives the arc a schooly tone, which kind of fits with what's going on here a little bit. These also work as a reintroduction to characters. Remember, this is the first time we've seen these characters in fucking years. So it's nice that they get reintroduced with like actual title cards here. This again follows to the nth degree when we introduce a new character as well. The big sis who knows everything, and she certainly lives up to that title. I specifically love a pun later in the episode where we say the big sister to the big sister. Yeah, very fun. Koyomin, what do you think about this patient? The first thing you say is a mummy. A human mummy specifically. Human ex-vampire ex-college student divided by 3. What are you talking about? That's fucking hilarious. That's great. Yeah, again, mathematical equation stuff. Very fun. He's the protagonist, in case you didn't know. He's also 19. I forget when his birthday is, but it's somewhere in there. Maybe you could use that to deduce timeline as well. We quickly learn that even in this state, this mummy, this mummified person as we call them, is still alive. Sickeningly normal vital signs. So yeah, that's Harumaze Kie, of course the first character we saw. And yeah, she is alive. Members of the girls' basketball team, even the day before her mummification, she was healthy and attended team practice, mature and serious, still investigating how she got mummified. Sure. 2 small holes in the neck, and again, that kind of grid paper motif too, which I really like. Was she assaulted by a vampire? Again, the holes on the neck would indicate so. Are you suspecting me, Gaian? Oh, she doesn't say so, but maybe she is a little bit. Well, this is really fun as well. So Araragi's like, oh, this is, like, I guess this is a failed vampirization. And then Gaian's like, oh, this is kind of normal. You're, like, the outlier here. You're the weird one. Again, this brings up a lot of that Kizumonogatari contradictive opposite day stuff. The failure in this case could even be thought of as a blessing in disguise. So Araragi being the defect in that way almost. It's kind of fun. I like that. And yeah, of course, the stuff with blessing in disguise, I'm directly linking that to the arc just previous in Acerola Bon Appetit, which there was lots of stuff about blessings and curses and reversals there. Should talk hair as well. He's got his cool hair going on. I like it a lot more than how it looked previously. I think this is a lot more normal. This is a lot more college student. I don't know if it's just the way it's sitting at the moment, but yeah, it's cool. Specifically as well, I forgot that Kambaru cut her hair. Which, yeah, I guess she did. We did see that in Nadeko Drawer as well. Interesting. Yeah, because there was that scene at the end of Hana Monogatari where the hair was cut. Of course. Love that scene. Okay, now I remember. It's coming back to me. Oh, here's the fucking rainbow sky. Yeah, this is some fucking Gaian shit. Hell yeah. Oh, it's all coming back to me. This is great. Gaian here implies that it's great that you want to save this one girl, but let me tell you the additional context, because there's multiple girls here. Guy in Izuko, the shut-in, wouldn't shop just for one girl, right? There's a mass of girls being murdered, and there's links in the case and stuff. As we go from here, new patient, Hono Aburi, basically the same character as Kie from the first case. So Kie was found on the street. Hono, who is this new one, found in her futon at home. And from there, we use the kind of futuristic kind of setting of this whole fucking hospital as like a fun way to get across visual elements, right? So yeah, look at the pace of the attacks, as well as implying that there could be a mountain of bodies. It's just coincidental that we found one a day. That doesn't mean that only 5 or only 3 have been found. In fact, from the very end of the episode, we do in fact find out that there is 5. So 5 corpses, and we've only found 3 of them? Sure, maybe that's a thing. Again, there could be a pile of corpses, using the room to display pile of corpses, along with the interesting camera angle, this bird's eye view, as we're trying to get a lay of the case at hand. From here, we start mentioning the whole Shinobu connection. Do you think Shinobu's involved? Didn't even start thinking about that. Again, we're on better terms with Guyan now, after the whole orgy situation settled. I think she's still weird. She still gives me the creeps sometimes, but I think we've broken bread. And hey, yeah, Araragi, you normally help girls you don't know. This happened in like all of these cases. Well, except for some of them. On top of getting you involved, Araragi, I'm also getting Yozuru involved, of course, Kagenui. I seem to remember something about her and the Arctic. I tried to find where it was before, but I couldn't. Something there, probably, I don't know. Either way, she's en route. It'll be a couple days, but we're probably going to see Kagenui at some point during this arc, which is pretty cool. I like that. Now, whose house is this? I recognize this house. Am I stupid? Yeah, because Ononoki's on a job right now. A job that I'm keeping secret from you, Araragi. So that being, I'm keeping an eye on your sister, right? That's what we're getting at? As well as the whole Nadeko shebang. Is this Nadeko's house? Am I being dumb in that regard? I think this might be Nadeko's house. Specifically, I seem to remember Tsukihi walking out of this house at some point during Orgy Dark. I would just go look it up. Oh my god, so true. I realized what one of the main characters' houses looked like. Is this like fucking billiard balls? What's going on? Yeah, either way, Nadeko involved. We can't tell Araragi about that part of the mission. Fair enough. Either way, here we get the ultimatum from Guy and Izuko here. I swear that for roughly 4 years until you graduate from college, I won't interrupt you. From there, we go in the Koyomi calendar, of course. Free to lead a bright, fun life on campus, free of oddities and specialists. I'm sure this will happen. I'm sure everything will be hunky-dory forever. Either way, that's enough to motivate him and gets him involved here. I guess we do need a reason for Araragi to go back in. He is out. He wants to keep the people around him safe. What would be his motivation for going back here? Other than hearing basketball club and now it's high school a little bit later. That obviously involves somebody he knows and would want to help. But before this point, it's just like, okay, these are random girls. Hands up. I don't know what's going on. Araragi does like to help, but I don't know, out of self-preservation, he would stop here. Either way, 3rd victim found from that phone call we just had from Guy and Izuko. I don't know if that made any sense. But either way, we're back in the car. We're jetting off. He's in his little yellow mobile. And yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of police tape and we just kind of walk through. I guess we're allowed, sure. So again, as I mentioned before, I do find it... I'm just saying it's odd that he's like almost being like a police investigator type character here, considering the relationship with the parents. It's an interesting one. Something happening a little bit more in the background as it pertains to Araragi and his story. Either way, new girl, but she's like flinching and shit, so she's like actually still alive, where the other two were... They had pulses, but they weren't moving. Either way, attacked by zombie girl, terrible. And Guyan thinks quickly, shows the sunlight, which, yeah, dead. So yeah, okay, I guess the 3 other girls, or the 2 other girls, I should say, were much like this one as well. Except they were somewhere where the sun got in, right? They were in their bedroom with the window open, and the other one was on the street. So they just died from the sun instantly, or became unconscious. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens to these girls again once the sun goes down. Maybe they'll come alive again? I don't know. Either way, when this girl lashed out and attacked, she dropped some flashcards. Specifically here, the flashcards have a code B777Q. Which becomes important later. The pen she used to write it was specifically right next to us as well, so she may have written it as she was in this room, which is an important thing to note. Guyan just tries to like mash on the keypad for this phone to get in. I don't know what she's doing. She's just tweaking out. Yeah, you're not gonna like randomly guess the code. I know you know everything, but I don't know if you know that. This here's strange. I don't know if this is like a Japanese pun or something. Dying message, living message. Calling a dying message a living message is something new. I guess that's a new thing to say about it. It's also, again, weird Monogatari contradiction stuff. Dining message is also interesting as it pertains to feeding and love and stuff from last arc. I don't know. It's also yellow like mustard. We also note here that Guyan is basically showing us the strap on the phone, the little keychain there, and it's got the kind of initials of the victim here. If that's all there is to it, then it's a cute accessory, but what if there was a similar one on Hono Oburi's phone, and then maybe even a similar one on the phone we saw at the very start of the episode as well, which there was not. Which is interesting enough. No strap on the phone, I don't think. Yeah, not that I can see. Weird one. Just the visuals through this segment are really good at getting across what Guyan's saying. Kind of these two individuals that share some similarities and finding out what the kind of what's the word? Connections between the two. The parallels. The two things that sit on each other. The links? I don't know. The two things that they both do, figuring out what the link is there is the key to solving the mystery. Again, meeting up at this same tower, at this same juncture, almost very similar to that same juncture from Kizumonogatari as well. From the very start of the show, from Bake as well, when they're kind of rushing through Kizu at the start of Bake. Yeah, almost very similar here. Big moon in the background. Obviously, this is where that first girl was attacked as well. Either way, from here, we kind of see the diverging paths here. See you again style as the ambulance carrying the girl goes that way to take him to hospital as Araragi continues on the highway over to the university. Specifically, we go to decryption class, which is the most insane classroom in the world. It's only second to Araragi's bathroom from Nisei, which was also insane looking. There's no lecture on at the moment, but there is still a character in attendance. It is one Meniko, who loves code so much that she's just chilling in class with nothing else going on. Specifically here we say Araragi-chan, implying that the two are close. I wonder how Senjo feels about this. That would be an interesting thing to follow. She's doing math stuff. I think we should say cryptology here, which is like puzzles and shit. She also has a frankly ridiculous uniform, set of clothes that she wears, which is a very high skirt, I believe, which is coming up to the very highest point of the waist there. And she's only got half the business shirt tucked in. What is she doing? What is she wearing? That's insane. But yeah, more to the point. Yeah, I wonder what Senju Gahara thinks about all this. You being close with another girl, your own age, blah, 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 blah. She can get a little bit territorial. Yeah, one to follow maybe. Yeah, again, the background here is very cool. All these different wave patterns. We're calling her new friend I made in college. Sure. Why are you here? Because I was scheduled to spend my time here, I guess. And hey, can you have a look at this weird code for me? This feels like, again, it feels like a police show. It feels like I know a guy, and then we go and like talk to the person that does the puzzles, and we figure out kind of the criminal mastermind and that kind of stuff. It's just, it's frankly ridiculous, but it's very fun. Meniko notes that flashcards are nostalgic, probably a bit of a nerd at school, using flashcards a lot and that kind of thing. Then we notice on the back there is also 231. This will be crucial for order of stuff later on, if we're decrypting the code. And her little dance there is adorable. I love it. Let me get another view of it. There's this whole little dance here. Yeah, fucking hell yeah, that's fucking good. I want a gif of that. From there we get a bit of Meniko sass. I can't believe Araragi, who's smarter than me, can't even figure this out. And then proceed for the next like 2 to 3 minutes of the show figuring it out. Which, again, I won't bore you. It's something with like prime numbers and Latin numbers and order and associating that with the letters and stuff. She managed to solve it in 10 seconds apparently, which is very good. So you split it into B, 777, and Q. So if we look at B and Q and then write them in lowercase and show them next to each other, they kind of look like 6 and 9. So then from there we get a number, which is 67,779. Or you can split it into 3 numbers, which all happen to be prime numbers. Oh my god, I just realized. Araragi's doing math at college? What? That's fucking cool. Yo, Sodachi, get in here. This is cool. Yeah, again, I'm not going to bore you with all the details there, but the specific links here to code breaking and fun little puzzles and stuff has pretty explicit links to Araragi's past. just rewatch Owari Monogatari, you'll get basically what I'm getting at here. The kind of understanding of mathematics as a concept and the black and white view of the world and that kind of stuff before you find out about, areas of gray and so forth, and that influencing you somewhat. It's very, very important that he's gone back to mathematics here, something that he used to have such a passion for. I can't believe I missed that initially. Okay, sure. So then the orthodox thing to do in puzzle solving would then be to establish each of these prime numbers and then attach it to a letter in the alphabet. From here it becomes SDV, because it's 67, then 7, then 69? No, then 79, which is down here. I do like following Gain through this as well, because she's that character that knows everything, but it needs to be established first, so it's almost like she can read Araragi's mind because he's learnt it from somebody else. Just a fun thing to follow. I also like how we're using the space now as well. This is what the room looked like before. It was very grayscale, very black and white. As soon as there's a puzzle on hand, it becomes like a playground, right? It becomes very pastel-y and childlike. This is the joy that Meniko brings to math, I think, materialized. Yeah, that's great. You've also definitely got a type, Araragi, another grey-haired girl that likes math. So sure. Yeah, who are these freak statues, too? They're freaking me out. Again, this room is insane. I've said it a number of times. Thank you, Meniko. I hope you return, Meniko. You were cool, Meniko. I can't imagine they would design that character and then not bring her back at some level. Well, this is a fun shot, too. We see the reverse of the flash card here, the 231, and it's, again, the camera's in an impossible spot here. It's almost like it's under the desk, unless the desk is made of glass. Yeah, just cool. We have a small scene there of Gain thinking for a moment. From here, I think she's figured it all out. Yeah, looking back at it, some of these looks from Gain, because she knows already, right? She knows Deathtopia Virtuoso Suicide Master. Now, again, how do you know that name? Why do you know that name? Again, is it your Gain superpower of you're just kind of reading Shinobu here, almost? Or have you heard of her before? Is this something that you thought may happen based on the appearance of Shinobu initially? Is this one of the reasons why you wanted her taken out, because she could have brought other vampires? So this is me just spitballing here, and this is actually open to anybody that wants to comment down below, because this is just a legitimate question. Do we know where the mummified parts, which are used in, Hana Monogatari and Saruga Monkey and all that stuff, do we know where that came from? Right? Okay, here's my general theory. And again, this is a crack theory. I don't know if this is correct or not. I don't know if there's other knowledge that disproves this that is somewhere else in the story that I forgot. It has been a long time. All that normal stuff that I say, all the caveats. Okay, here we go. Is the mummified parts that we use, is that just Gain Toei's corpse? Thoughts? Like, okay, there's this mummified arm. Okay, the mummified arm is here, and we use it, and it's Gain Toei's corpse, and it's that arm. And then we're collecting all the other parts. And this would obviously have significance. Araragi is now in possession of the parts, so maybe that's something there. Kaiki at one point was in possession of some of the parts. We know about his connection to Gain Toei as well. Again, I'm predicating a lot of this off this look I have on screen right now of Gain Izuku, right? So it seems like upon mentioning Deathtopia Virtuoso Suicide Master, you get a little bit sad. You get a little bit like you're thinking about some stuff. Generally, when we see Gain Izuku drop her guard at all, it's been about her sister. It's been about Gain Toei. So that's my connection there. It may speak to why she's involved in this case, which has so many mummies involved as well. Like all these kind of drained corpses. Like my sister was a drained corpse that got cut into pieces and went all different places. Obviously, the mummified parts would have direct connections to Kanbaru and her dreams and all that kind of stuff as well. So maybe the story was that Gain Toei was sent to take out Deathtopia or something and then failed. That would give reason for why Deathtopia being here and now would be kind of give you this look, make you feel this kind of way. Again, full crack theory. I could be completely wrong, but is that what all of this means? I do not know. It is time for a little bit more Gain Izuku depth, I will say. Specifically, here we have like almost a Renaissance painting of her as well. Is she quite famous in the specialist world? Maybe as well. From there, when we mention that name right there, again, I'm expecting Shinobu to pop the fuck out of the walls, out of Araragi's shadow, and fucking say, hey, I know who that is. I know that person. I spent some time with them years and years and years ago. Maybe she forgot. I don't know. It's a weird one. From here, we thank Araragi for his work. Guyan also takes fun fucking dual selfie as well because she's all-encompassing, which is awesome. Again, also this general phone technology motif with the arc, which I'm enjoying. And I looked into the private lives of the girls. This is when we mentioned the basketball connection, that extracurricular connection between the victims. And yeah, there's that Hana Monogatari basketball stadium, baby. Hell yeah. Specifically here, we mentioned something that I wouldn't have thought of initially. Guy and Izuko still feels some type of way about the whole Guy and Toei situation. Again, it's this mix of familial love along with feeling inferior to her, and there's a mix of emotions there. Like I'm brilliant, I'm Guy and Izuko, but I still feel this way towards somebody else, somebody that died as well. So again, it's not something that Guy and Izuko wants to think about very much. Obviously, she can't get involved based on Kanbaru's involvement now as well. I believe there was a little porcupine told previously to Kanbaru about who Guy and Izuko even is. That was in Orgi Dark, I think. Oshino Meme's sister is ringing a bell. Maybe I'll check the Google Doc. Yeah, it was in Shinobu Mail. Yeah, I don't know what eventuated there for Guyan, is my point. I guess she just learnt some things about Kanbaru and was now further associated with her. They'd at least met, but again wanted to hide that family connection from her. Again, Kanbaru feels a certain way about her mother and maybe would have been less receptive upon learning that this is my auntie. Yeah, again, because I think she's living with her grandparents on the dad's side. I think that was the idea. Again, I'm hazy on it, and any kind of reminders there would be appreciated. Yeah, I'm remembering Hana Monogatari and all the fun like monologue stuff we have with Guy and Toy as well. Specifically, again, shown here symbolically through the water. Yeah, which was a big thing in Hana Monogatari as well. Further association with the water, of course, being the bathing scene from Zoku Owari as well. Guyan's older sister, the big sister of the big sister. The daughter of the big sis, of course, is one Kanbaru Suruga, now in her third year at school, former captain of the girls' basketball team, of course. We should also remember that the basketball team was also... No, wait, no, that was sprinting with Senjugahara. Yeah, okay, never mind then. Oh yeah, continuing the background of the architecture here is just fucking awesome. So yeah, we have the news headlines of all the Kanbaru stuff. So yeah, again, she retired from the club a good while ago now as well. Fan club shocked. That's just really fun. Along with this kind of circular window cutting it out as well. This one shining light in this plot. Specifically here, we're going to ask for a list of all the teammates. And again, upon investigating the kind of belongings of all the girls, I figured out that the one we discovered was actually the second victim, which again may be relevant. I'm just continuing to mention it. So to sum things up, Haremaze Kie was assaulted 2 nights ago. Then it was the one with the initials KK. Yeah, Kuchimoto Kiyomi was the next night, assaulted at that shack. Specifically here we have a lot of live action footage spliced in here as well, which I find really cool. Yeah, along with that bag there too. From here, her blood was drained. Again, just awesome visually, and the corpse was taken here, or it happened here, we don't know. Again, either way, all these are being committed at night, and then when the sun rises, they go back to sleep. Definitely the acts of a vampire. And I like the kind of superposition of the characters on top of the scenes as they're talking about them as well. Even this one just upside down for shits and gigs, I guess. It makes sense that the one that was in an abandoned kind of cabin in some random spot was discovered last, as opposed to the one where it was done in her bedroom. Should we seek assistance from Hachikuji? Apparently not. She may be on the side of the oddities. Guyan, you're talking some weird shit. What do you mean side of the oddities? I didn't think that there were sides. Again, remember, I'm kind of an oddity myself. I'm somewhat of an oddity myself. This is a question mark I have as well. This whole code thing, right? If this was a code that the victim suddenly left behind right before mummification, why is it so complex? Why did it have to go through many different steps of decryption and prime numbers and stuff to figure it out? This absolutely stinks of a calling card instead. Maybe it was written by the vampire in question herself. These are the trees I was talking about earlier at the kind of Guyan estate. These kind of dead trees, and Araragi being on that side is very explicit too, I think. We're welcomed by Guyan, but then there's a friend that kind of pops out of the fucking walls behind Guyan as well. Kind of she's alone there, and then it's like, Oh my god, the enemy stand user. This is Higasa. She was in Hana Monogatari, so pretty normal stuff, I think. You guys remember? I remember. She specifically has heard many rumors about Araragi. This is also specifically in Hana Monogatari where we learnt that Araragi was actually hot the entire time. Which I guess, look at him, he's kind of hot. I don't know. He's got them kind of, collarbones showing off. Very slutty. But yeah, so again, all this stuff about him being a pervert and all this stuff she's heard from Kambaru comes with the pretext of him being quite the popular kind of loner type at school, which is, yeah, fun. Yeah, the blushing here, I bet you heard all the bad rumors about me. Yeah, we know what's happening here, I think that's funny. Again, girls laughing, there's probably an inside joke there, that kind of thing, and here's the mountain of BL, we're back. I swear there isn't anything fishy in this tea. What are you two planning? You two are freaks. What the hell's going on? Chat room, do we reckon they're dating? Thoughts? They could be. I don't know, they seem very close. I don't know, because Kambaru swings that way, remember? That's her, whole thing. Has she moved on from Senjo? Kinda. At least a little bit, I think. I don't know, put your answers in the comment box below, and drop me a follow. All that shill stuff. What were the names of these? Socially invisible, no friends, failing every class besides math, frequently absent, yet class vice president. Yeah, these are all the things about Araragi, true. They're also really bad names for BL. I'm not reading the BL called failing every class besides math. That sounds boring as shit. I want some spice. Even very forwardly here, asking for Araragi's number. I want to brag to my friends. Yeah, funny. From here we see, yeah, hey, here's the keychain. There's another link there. Higasa could be a victim, but it explicitly links the keychains to the club as well. I guess she kept it on after retiring. Oh, I love the framing here too. The basketball jersey so far in the foreground, so far away from the actual conversation. Kambaru's almost put it to the back of her mind. It's not important to her anymore. There's a really weird rap joke here. This is a cursed frame. Something about okay, I've got private information, stop hiding it from me, or anyway, it's weird. Again, they hear about Araragi being a famous pervert. I don't want you to have the kind of 3 sizes of all these girls and all their other information because you're a pervert. I think this is meant to be funny. I think we're meant to be laughing at this, and I think it succeeds. I think it's pretty good. This whole Araragi, you're a pervert, we're not going to give this to you immediately. Also, Japanese joke here, famed alum and famed pervert or something. Yeah, weird. From here, the conversation turns a little bit more serious. What's the current state of the club like? You would know you were the last one there, as opposed to Kambaru, who's been out of the game pretty long. Apparently, things took a nosedive after these two retired. Specifically, you well before Higasa retired as well. Yeah, I don't know what drama they're talking about. It seems like the club's very intense. We used the word Spartan very early in the episode. It's no longer a bright, fun place with shared camaraderie. It's way too competitive? I don't know. Is this some type of Hibiki Euphonium type club? Weird. And then, yeah, there's the stinger at the very end of the episode. Of the 100 members on the roster, 5 have gone missing. If we wanted to do haircut stuff, it seems like this one here would be Kie, the first character. These 2 over here seem like the characters we've seen already as well. These 2 are the ones currently unaccounted for. Even Motorcycle Helmet Chan here. Look at her fucking head. Jesus. Watermelon head. And then, yeah, from there, that's kind of the stinger at the very end of the episode. I kind of did the lyrics for the ED last week as well. There's a few fun new visual elements, but I don't think there's anything that's overall worthy of further huge analysis. Besides these armors, the armors are weird. Again, I know what this one is. Unsure what this one is. This one's a bit weirder. I don't know. Either way, that'll do it for this week. I'm invested. I want to see what happens next in the arc. It's fucking crazy. This is craziness. The show went in this direction. I feel rewarded for taking notes again, which has been nice. And seeing Guyan is cool, because I think Guyan is cool. And the new character, Meniko, is great as well. And Kambaru's here, and I love Kambaru. And, I don't know, vampires. It's a weird one. I don't know. I'm really having a lot of fun with the show. I really, really am. Something new every day, it seems like, with these past couple weeks. So yeah, looking forward to more, of course. If you wanted to see the next episode, Patreon is up. $6 a month, all that shit I normally say. Discord if you want to talk to me about the show. please do. I like talking Monogatari. And lots of other stuff. Subscribe, comment, like the video. And I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you again next week for some more. Ciao. Bye-bye. Cheerio, even.